So I moved to the Philippines with no job and without having ever been here before. At 45 years old, I was living in Las Vegas, Nevada, after living in California most of my life, Southern California, Northern California, etc. And I had been dating mainly international women, and I decided, you know what? It's time to pack it up and go to Southeast Asia, the place where a lot of these women that you've been dating actually live. And I initially had my eyes on Thailand, and instead I ended up in the Philippines after researching the language, the visa, the friendliness of the women, and many other things that led me in the direction of the Philippines. So I simply had had enough of it. I was in a situation where I had a little bit of money saved up. For the first time in my life, I had probably a significant amount of money realistically. And I just said, you know what? When I started losing money, I said, you know what? It's now or never. You're gonna be in a situation in a year if you continue to lose money where you're not even gonna be able to do this. Just do it. And if it doesn't work out, you can go home. If it works out temporarily, you can come home at 50 and work again. Whatever you gotta do. So that's exactly what I ended up doing. I just worked and worked until I was financially stable enough to pull this off. And when I lost money one month, I said, you gotta go, man, you gotta go. And that's exactly what I did. I just said, screw it, it's time to go. There's no need to wait and think about it and put it off and slow it down and try something else, move to a different city, date a different girl, whatever the case may be. I was sick of the masculinity of the women in the West. I was sick of the boss babes. I was sick of it all. So I said, you know what? Why don't you come on out to the Philly Willy and give it a shot? So I initially came on what was like a discovery trip, and then that discovery trip turned into me just leaving and going and getting my stuff and putting my car and all of my belongings into a 10 by 25 storage unit, which I still have to this day. And that discovery trip turned into a move, and here we are 19, 20 months later. I'm here, my second home, Boracay Island, paying right now 2,000 pesos a night, or $36 for a room on the beach with a balcony. Obviously that's not the regular price, but I guess it pays to know people. I have 2 condos in Manila that I'm paying roughly $350 each for, making that make sense. And I'm in the turquoise water of Boracay right now, shooting this on my GoPro. And this is the life, you know? You could do this too. This is a beautiful place, very friendly to foreigners, and just be respectful and you'll have no issues in the Philippines. But in the end, I came here with no money. I mean, no income coming in, having never been here before. I had money, but I had no digital income. I was blessed with YouTube, fingers crossed. But you know, if it ever goes bad, you can just go home and work. If you have a Western passport, it's not like you're blocked from your country. So it's not really the end of the world to try this out when you're in your 40s or 30s or whatever. If you got a nice chunk of change, or you got military benefits coming in, or you got a digital hustle that even makes $1,000 to $3,000 a month, it's kind of nice to at least take a discovery trip and think about it. You might meet the love of your life, you might fall in love with the country, you might not, right? You never really know. But at the end of the day, it makes a lot of sense, right, to enjoy this. At least it does for me. So that's how I made it make sense. And it may not work the same for you, or it might work the same for you. You never really know, right? But there's only one way to find out. You can fly around this country for insanely cheap. You can get rooms on the beach for sometimes as low as $36, like I just did. You can get flights out here for sometimes $30 to a Boracay, to a Bohol, places like that. There's just a lot of good here. It's not for everybody. Don't need to throw your life away without checking it out. I came on an initial discovery trip, but I didn't have a job. I was 45 years old, and I was simply sick of the West. I wanted to come to a tropical climate. I had dated a woman from Thailand for 3 years, and she had told me Thailand would be good to me in the event we ever broke up, and I was gonna go there. But then I said, let's come to the Philly Willy. I had never been here before. I was not dating a Filipina. I didn't have a buddy that was here. I didn't have anything. Sometimes you just gotta send it. You just gotta grab your nuts and get on the airplane, baby. That's just the way it works, you know? And now here I am. Enjoying the turquoise water and the white sand, beautiful women, beautiful Filipino girlfriend of 7 months, and just doing my thing, you know? Took my time, stayed single for a year, you know, was real picky, real selective, and this is it. This is the life. You can do this too. Make sure you have a good chunk of money if you come here without a job. As long as you have guaranteed money if you have a job, or you have a military check, you know, coming in, or you got a, you know, digital hustle that at least ranges on a low month to like 1,500, 2,000, or you got a emergency fund, or you got a bunch of credit or whatever. You know, don't put yourself in a bad spot, but you could be in this spot like where I am right now. You know, just relaxing in a Caribbean feeling water on the #1 island in Asia. Just got back from El Nido for 6 days with my girl. I just really wanted to show you guys exactly what it looks like to be in Boracay Island and tell you about how I came here. I had no idea how I was going to make money, had no idea how far my savings would take me, but in the end, you can always go home. If you get down to your last 10,000 bucks, take your ass home. Flight's going to cost you at least $1,000. You'll need 9 grand to get resituated. But if you got 100K in the bank, or you got, you know, 3,000 a month guaranteed a month or something like that, what do you really got to lose? Shit, take a discovery trip. You can certainly afford to do that, right? So do that and then see what happens. It's the way I would play it. But hey, that's just me. You are not me. You don't have to do what I'm doing. But I wanted to show you firsthand what it looks like to go in the water in front of my $36 hotel room with a balcony facing the ocean, directly on the ocean, after flying here for under $40 and just enjoying life, you know? Walking 10 miles a day on the beach. This is not that bad of a situation to just be chilling and just figure it out from here, you know? You ain't really gotta, you know, have a game plan or be handcuffed at the airport by a Filipina. You can just enjoy life. There's no need to be, you know, all locked down. Your value's much higher here with women. It's not, you know, the West where you gotta make $1 million a year and you gotta be famous on Instagram. It's just a little bit lower bar of entry in this beautiful country. Got a nice sailboat right there. So, you know, just giving you some options of something that I did that was the greatest decision of my life. Obviously YouTube hit for me and it won't hit for everybody, and you know, it could go away at any time, but I know that I could go back to America and make good money. I know that I am not you know, in a situation where I could live here the rest of my life just off my savings, so no problem. You know, I wouldn't mind if I had to go home at 50 and work for a few years. That wouldn't really bother me, you know what I mean? And then I could just double back or work for 18 months, save 6 figures, and then come back. You can do whatever you want, you know? Look at this guy cruising on his little surfboard. Look at that. I want to take one of those out, but I think they want like 5K. Forget the name of that company. I think I promoted them on my shorts at one point. I think it's called Wii Sports, actually, with a Z. But yeah, I mean, you're not making a lifetime commitment if you come here. You come here for a year, enjoy it. If I spent 5 years here and had to double back at 50 and go work for 18 months, then double back for 5 years with 6 figures, that would be a blessing. I wouldn't feel anything bad. When I said I was going to come out here, my dad took me aside, said, "You're a moron, you're in your best earning years. What are you going there for, a girl? Why are you doing that?" I said, "I'm gonna do what I want with my money. It's not your money, so don't feel like, you know, you can decide what I do with my money." He has now admitted that I made a good choice now, seeing my girlfriend and my YouTube career and everything. But again, you never know what the future holds, but so far so good, and really enjoying these beaches. This is just so relaxing. This is something that you could not do in the West, and not at this price point you certainly couldn't. So enjoy the eye candy, enjoy the beautiful beaches, the turquoise water, the white sand, and sana all until now and then.